Namaskar. Śrīkṛṣṇa was a revolutionary thinker and a radical philosopher. He was very sensitive to the problems of environment and ecological disturbances. At the age of 7, when he was just a small boy, he used to take the cattle to graze in the forest in the Brajbhumi, and there he was seeing that the city of Mathura is encroaching in the forest. The forest products are being taken to the city. The people from city are frequenting the forest. Lots of trees are being felled down, and there is a problem of deforestation. The land was becoming barren. There is scarcity of green grass. He then envisaged a plan for migration from Brajbhumi to Vrindavan. This was the first migration of Krishna in his early boyhood. You can say he was just a child, but he advised his elders to migrate, and they migrated. He approached the elderly people of the habitat. They didn't have permanent houses. They were living in temporary dwellings, in hutments either, or even they used to live in the shakatas, in the carts. So they were moving people. And Krishna said, let us move from here. He proposed a plan for moving to Vrindavana. Krishna, he told them, I'm citing his sentences from Harivansh Purana, which is a part of Mahabharata. Prakshina trana kashtam cha gopair mathita padapam. The trana and kashtha, the grass and the woods are becoming rare. And gopair mathita padapam, the trees are being cut by our fellow persons, the gopas. Ghani bhutani yanyasan kananani vanani cha. When we came here to live, there were dense forests and groves. Ghani bhuta. Tanya akasha nikashani darshyanteta yatha sukam. They were touching the skies, they were scaling the skies, those trees. Now what is happening? Vikriyamane kashtescha shakescha vana sambhavai. The forest products are being sold to the people of city. The woods and the shakas, or the herbs and vegetations of this forest, are being taken away by the people of city, or they are being sold by our people to the persons of the city. Because the gopas between themselves, they will not sell. So the city people are coming and they are purchasing. And then because of their frequent arrivals in the forest, because we collect the products and sell to them, they are coming here. Uchchinna sanchara tranair goshoyam nagarayate. This habitat, this Abhir Palli, or this habitat of cowherdsmen, is becoming a city. It is turning out to become a city, Krishna says. Then he says, let us move to a different forest. Then he describes the forest. He has seen Vrindavana. When grazing the cows, they used to go to the nearby forest. And then Krishna, out of his wisdom, selected a very good forest where this ecological disorder will not be there, where they will not be creating an imbalance in the natural order. Because in Vrindavana, this problem didn't occur when they moved to Vrindavana. So Krishna was very wise to advise them to move to Vrindavana from Brajbhumi. Braj was rather close to Mathura, the city. And Mathura, the city, is becoming a threat to the environment of the forest. Because they are living there and they are collecting the forest products, and then the city people are coming. The elderly people of the habitat of Brajbhumi, Nanda Gopa and others, Nanda Gopa, his father, and other Elders, they agreed to his suggestion. Even in his boyhood, when he was just in 7 years of age, Śrīkṛṣṇa had an understanding of the idea of balancing the ecosystems. And he could know how to create a balance in the environment. We can create a balance through participating in the process of sharing and offering. This he could see. He could see that the existence of mankind and its survival depends on emulating this idea of offering and sharing and recycling. These are the ideas which come out of the discourse which Krishna delivers. Even when he was just a boy, he was emphasizing over the affinity between man and nature when he ridiculed the idea of worshipping Indra. This is the next episode in Harivansh Purana in Vrindavana. He saw that the people are preparing for festivities and he asked them, what is the occasion? Nanda Gopa and others told him that we will have this Indra Yajña, we will be worshipping Indra. And Krishna ridiculed the idea of worshipping Indra. This was a kind of protest of Krishna to the established order. Indra represents the established order and the Vedic Yajña system. The big yajñas where lots of money is spent by wealthy people. So he suggested an alternate plan. He said, no, don't worship Indra. Indra is not our god that way. Vayam vanachara gopa godhana jivina. We are forest dwellers. We don't live in the cities or villages. We are moving people, nature, and we move from one forest to the other forest. We have settled here for some time and we live by the cows. Cows are our wealth. But not only our wealth. Gavo asmat devatam vidhi girayascha vananicha. The cows are our gods. They are goddesses for us. And the mountains and the forests are gods for us. Asmat devatam gava giraya vananicha, he says. Krashyanta prathita sima simantam shruyate vanam. Our limits of our dwelling lie till the land of agriculture is there. We ourselves are not growing the crops. It is the village people who are growing the crops. And our limits are there. When the villages and the agriculture fields start, we live in the forest outside the villages. And Simantam Shruyate Vanam, on the outskirts of the village, where the villages end, forests are there. And the limits of the forest are mountains. The forest end where mountains stand. So these are our dwellings. We subsist on the forest and the mountains. Sa chasmakam gatir dhruva. They are everything for us. They are param gati for us. The vanantas, the forest, and the end of the land where forest lies, and the mountains. Shuyante Gariyashchapi Vanesmin Kama Rupina. He tells a myth or a legend. He narrates the story that mountains used to move in earlier times. Again, Indra comes here and he makes an interruption to the process of moving of the mountains. Moving mountains are stabilized. This is a very old legend. Because of the earthquakes, the mountains appear to be moving. And there the story goes on that the mountains were moving and Indra cut their feathers. So, but the mountains, because they were moving, so they could create fear amongst the rowdy people who are coming to the forest, the greedy people who want to grab the forest wealth. So the moving mountains sometimes became lions and tigers. Bhutva kesarina simha vyagra nakinam vara. They had sharp nails and they could kill the persons, greedy people who visited the forest for their selfish ends. Tada chesham vikurvanti ye vanalaya jivina. When those greedy people visited the forest and tried to destroy the wealth of nature, the moving mountains becoming lions and tigers could terrorize them and could make them fly away. Gnantitanev durvrittan porushadev karmana. They could kill them. Therefore, Krishna says, Mantra yajña para vipra, Sita yajñāscha karshaka. The Brahmins, the knowledgeable ones, they perform yajña by their mantras. The Vipras are mantra yajña para. They do the yajña by chanting the mantras and offering oblations in the fire. And the farmers, they also perform a yajña, Sita yajña. They are tilling the land. Sita is the land which is being tilled, and the linings made on the land when the plow is being tilled, those linings are called Sita. And Sita of Ramayana was born when land was being tilled. Therefore, she was called Sita. Sita is a goddess in Rig Veda. So this is the culture. And the farmers, they perform yajña by tilling the land, Sita, the land to be cultivated. And what are we? Krishna says that Giri yajña vayam gopa. We perform our yajña through the mountains. By worshipping the mountains, we will perform our yajña. Ijjo asmabhir girir vane. Let us move, let us go to the forest and let us worship the mountain Govardhana, because he is real God to us. Krishna's message here is that you support the nature, worship the nature, and allow the environment to develop and grow. And the environment will allow you to develop and grow. The greedy persons are destroying this environment. So this idea of mutual existence and mutual support and mutual obligation, creating a system of mutual obligations, the relationship, the invariable relationship between man and nature. This is envisaged by Krishna, who is again a boy of 10 or 11 years here in Vrindavana. Then Krishna matures. In his maturing years, Krishna evolved a philosophy of coexistence and creation of mutual supporting systems. He spelled out this philosophy in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The philosophy of coexistence and creation of mutual supporting systems. He redefined the invariable relationship between man and his environment. In this way, he enlarged the concept of yajña. The concept of yajña is there. In yajña, you offer what you possess. You offer to the others, to the gods, to the environment. The basic concept of yajña is this. But lots of rituals are added and various other ideas are incorporated. So the whole institution of yajña becomes a very huge institution. Basically, yajña is not simply putting oblations in the fire or pouring melted butter into the flames. When it becomes simply a ritual, Śrīkṛṣṇa condemns it and he transforms the ritual into an internal and eternal process of yajña. There is an internal yajña going on within us, and there is a yajña being done in the nature. So nature is performing yajña. Human beings are performing yajña, and they corroborate in the process of yajña. This is what Śrīkṛṣṇa says. This is the eternal message of Śrīkṛṣṇa, that the human being should participate in this process of recycling or creating a cyclic order. This is a cosmic order. He says in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, Yajñārthāt karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangas samachara. O son of Kunti, Kaunteya, a man becomes bound by his actions except when these actions are performed for the sake of yajña only. Yajñārthāt karmano anyatra lokah ayam karma bandhana. Being so, tadartham mukta sangha karma samachara. Perform your duties well for the sake of yajña only without any attachment. Then he narrates how this institution of yajña was created by Prajapati, the Lord of creation. Sa yajñah praja srishtva purovacha Prajapati anena prasavishyadvam shavos tishta kamadhuk. Long back, Pura, Prajapati the creator created mankind along with yajña. So yajña was born when the man descended on this earth. So yajña and human beings and nature, they coexist. So yajña is a bond between man and his environment. And Prajapati the creator, after creating yajña and the human beings, he spoke to them, you shall prosper with this yajña. May this fulfill all your aspiration. Anena prasavishyadvam eshavos tishta kamadhuk. This is what Prajapati said to them. Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantuva parasparam bhavayantah shreya paramavapsyatha. Beautifully expressed by Krishna. This is the core of our philosophies. This is the best of philosophy. And the greatest of philosopher puts down these ideas in a nutshell. You people will fulfill your obligations to gods through this yajña. The gods will be fulfilling their obligations to you. Devan bhavayat anena te deva bhavayantu vah. Thus mutually completing the obligations for each other. Parasparam bhavayantah shreya paramavapsyatha. You shall attain highest good. Ishtan bhogan hi vo deva dasyante yajña bhavita. Under your obligations served through this yajña, the gods will bestow upon you all the desired enjoyments. So if you do your duty to nature, to the environment, if you oblige the environment will be obliging you. The gods are represented by the environment. This is the Vedic concept of gods. Tairdattana apradayebhyo yo bhunkte stena evasa. A person enjoying the gifts bestowed by them without giving them in return is undoubtedly a thief. Krishna says, Yajña shishta sinassanto muchyante sarvakil vishaihi punjate te tvagam papa ye pachanti atma karanat. The men of virtue who partake of what is left over of yajña are absolved of all sins. So yajña is distributing the leftovers. And the human being should participate in this process of distributing the leftovers. They should consume the leftovers and distribute whatever they have. This is the idea actually. So the idea of Uchishta is given in Atharva Veda. And Uchishta is the ultimate philosophy there, Uchishta Brahma. So whatever remains is the ultimate. So whatever remains is for us, and whatever is there we distribute it. Only remaining we can take. The sinful ones who cook for their meals, for their own selves, are devouring sins. Punjate te tvagam papa ye pachantyatma karanat. This is from Rigveda. Kevalago bhavati kevaladi. A person who cooks for himself is completely a sinner. Rigveda says, Annad bhavanti bhutani, parjanyad anna sambhavah, yagyad bhavati parjanyo, yagyah karma samudbhavah. This is the cycle that human beings are produced out of anna. Anna is not simply crop. Whatever is produced on this earth is anna, and we subsist on that. All the beings, not only human beings. So from anna, all the beings are born. Whatever is on this earth, we are born out of it. And parjanya dhanna sambhava, whatever is produced on this earth, that is produced because of parjanya. And parjanya is produced by yajña. And yajña is produced by our karma. This is the annad bhavanti bhutani, parjanya dhanna sambhava, yajñad bhavati parjanyo, yajña karma samudbhava. And then this becomes a cycle. And karma brahmodbhavam vidhi brahmakshara samudbhavam tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yajñe pratishtitam. Then the ultimate philosophy comes. The karma is offshoot of Brahman, and the Brahma originates from the Akshara. The omnipresent Brahman therefore always remains enshrined in Yajña. Evam pravartitam chakram nanu vartayatihaya aghayurindriya ramo mogham partha sajivati. O Arjuna, a person who violates this cyclic order of creation is a sinner. He is given to sensuous pleasures and lives in vain. This is from 3rd chapter of Gita, from 10th verse to 16th verse. Then, gods here are cosmic powers pervading in the environment, the flowing waters, growing trees, blooming flowers. If they are there, gods are there. Therefore, man allows them to grow. And when they grow, they allow man to grow. And this is yajña. This is the cyclic process. This is also the cosmic process. The existence of each other, the human beings and the environment depends on each other because they are not separate from each other. They are bound together. They are the part of one and the same cosmic body. This is the Vedic philosophy which Krishna puts in his own words. And the main purpose behind performing a yajña was to create and reinforce balance through recycling. The idea of sharing and offering and creating a balance, including the ecological balance. Gods represent the energies percolating the ecosystems, and appeasement of gods therefore is necessary. Śrīkṛṣṇa explained the cosmic view of yajña, which tends to create balance and harmony in the universe and its ecosystem. Mine is just a very small limb in the body of universe. The idea of offering havi or bali in yajña is a motivation to play his role as a part in the whole. In Harivansh Purana, which is a part of the Mahabharata, Krishna, in very touching lines, he says what trees do for us. These are also the words of Krishna. The trees are sacrificing themselves for mankind. They are also performing sacrifice and yajña. And we also should perform sacrifice for them. So this is the mutual obligation. Pashetan mahabhagan pararthai kanti jivitan vat varsha tapa himan sahanto varayantina. They are protecting us from rains, from the sun, and from the snowfalls. And they are blessed. The trees are blessed. Aho esham varam janma sarva pranyupajivanam They are enlivening. They are enlivening us. They are upjivakas for us. They become the source of life for us by protecting our life. And blessed are they. Blessed are these trees. Sujanasya yesham ve vimukha yanti narthina. The beggars, those who are coming to ask something from them, they don't go disappointed when they approach the trees. Patra pushpa phalachaya moola valkala daruvi gandha niryas bhasmas thi tokmai kaman vitanvate. They give everything which belongs to them to us. Their leaves, their flowers, their fruits, their skin, their trunk, their branches, whatever they have, even the gum, laksha, all the products, whatever the trees can produce, we take them and they give us those things to us. एतावत् जन्म साफल्यम देहिनामिह देहिषु प्राणैरर्थैर् धिया वाचा श्रेव एवाचरेत् सदा. This is the real performance in our life. We make our life meaningful by sacrificing whatever we have, by sacrificing to participate in this order of the nature. There are so many words spoken by Krishna. Even in Bhavishya Purana, Krishna is said to have admonished against cutting of trees. A person who cuts the trees incurs sin, he says, and trees should be planted. Very beautifully said by Krishna in Mahabharata, when he goes as a messenger for peace, he carries the message of Yudhishthira. This was the last desperate attempt of Yudhishthira to make peace with the Kauravas. And Krishna agrees. He says, I know that Duryodhana will not agree to your terms. Even when you say that you give just 5 villages to us and we will stop from pursuing a war, we will not have a war with you. I know Duryodhana will not agree, but I will go. I will go again and urge upon Duryodhana and the Kauravas not to fight, not to have a war, because every attempt should be made to stop war. War is an evil. And there Krishna gives an example of trees. He says forest and trees and tiger. Krishna says Vanam Raja, he tells Sanjaya, Vanam Raja Dhatrashtra Saputro. 100 sons of Dhatrashtra and Dhatrashtra himself, they form a forest. Vyaghra vai Sanjaya Panduputra. And Pandavas are tigers. So let tiger protect the forest and let forest protect the tigers, Krishna says. This is the metaphor of forest and tiger he cites, he gives there. Ma vanam chindis savyagram. Don't allow the forest to be eroded, and don't not let the tigers to perish. If forest is not there, tigers will perish. And if tigers are not there, forest will perish. So you both of should grow. You both of should live with each other, Kauravas and Pandavas, like the forest and the tiger. Ma vanam chindissa vyagram. Ma vyagran ninasho vanat. Nirvano vadyate vyagro nirvanam. Nirvyagram chidyate vanam. When tigers are not there, forests are the deforestation process happens and forests are eroded. Therefore, both of them should exist together. This idea of coexistence in nature, in environment, and in the human society, this happens in this process is emphasized over by Krishna. This is the eternal message of Śrīkṛṣṇa. Thank you very much.